All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our first Push to Emerald call. I'm so excited that you guys are here, and you can all definitely achieve this in no time. So I'm going to talk, and then I'm going to pass it over. I'm going to ask some leaders to hop in, and then we're all going to take some time to introduce ourselves and do a few other little things. So first, if you are on a computer, you probably can do it. If you're on a phone, I don't know if you can access the chat, but in the chat, just put a link to a private Facebook group, and that's going to be our Push to Emerald Facebook group. So if you're watching this recording, look in the comments of the team page, the Good Vibe Tribe, where I made the initial post about this call. I'll post the link to that group there. So I want everybody to request to join, and that's where we're going to do everything related to going Emerald. It's going to all be in that group. When you go in that group, there are going to be a few things that you see. The first thing is what I recently posted, and it was declare your Emerald date. So after this call, once we get you all pumped up, I want you to go in there, and I want you to declare what day you are going to go Emerald. There's some other documents in there, and one is a tracker, and it's an Excel document. So you might have to go to the files to find that. It's an Excel document, and I want you all to start using that. And I actually use that still, even though, I'm past Emerald, but it's a great way to track how many friends you have, how many conversations you're starting, because it's easy to say, oh yes, I'm doing the vital behaviors, I'm adding friends every day, I'm talking about the coaching opportunity, I'm talking about my challenge group. But until you actually start documenting it and writing it down and tracking it, you're like, oh, maybe I'm not doing those things. I could be doing a lot more. So that tracker is really, really helpful. And then there's a Google Doc or a different type of tracker, and that's for your invitations. And you could use these. I would like for you to use these, but if you don't want to use them, that's fine. If you want to tweak them, you can definitely tweak them. So what I did with those is it's just like the blank general copy. Let me mute everyone. It's just the blank general copy, but if you want to tweak it in any way and add more, like in the Excel doc that I was just talking about, that tracker, you can add like how many Instagram followers you have or how many likes you have on your Facebook like page if you have one of those. So make it your own. The one I'm talking about now is the Google Doc. That is to write down the names of the people that you are inviting to the coaching opportunity. And we'll talk about that in a moment. But those are the documents that I want you to save and start using. Those are going to be very helpful to you. Okay? So first, what is Emerald? Does everyone understand what Emerald is? Let me put you in the gallery view so I can see everyone at one time. Okay. Who wants us to go over what is Emerald, just in general? Should we do that? Sarah, do you want to do that since you always do it for the new coach call? I think you're the pro at it.
Sure. Don't mind the big hot mess behind me here. So Emerald is just you plus two, and that means it's you plus two other active people in your organization. So they don't necessarily need to be people that want to come in and work this business in any capacity. They could just be somebody that loves Shakeology and they want a discount. Because one of the perks, obviously, as you guys know, being a coach is a 25% discount off of everything that you purchase. So your programs, your Shakeology. So somebody that's, as you start to talk to people that are using Shakeology regularly, it's kind of a no-brainer. So I'll always just ask people, as I remind them about their first home direct shipment, I'll say, hey, just as a reminder, your next Shakeology is due to ship and charge on this date. And if you're loving it, I'd love to talk to you more about a 25% discount. Because who doesn't want to save 25%? I mean, even if they have no interest at all in working the business, the majority of people are interested in saving money. So even with the $15.95 business fee every month, as you guys know, you save, depending on where you live, a minimum of like $16 a month. So that's a significant amount of money and adds up to like over $200 by the end of the year. So that's a great talking point to have with to have with anybody that you are working with that is using Shakeology. That's it. It's just you plus 2 people. So you here, and then 2 people on either side of your organization, and your upline sponsor coach can help you with placement to make sure you get those people in the right spot. And there's so many perks that come along with being Emerald that I know that we went over on the new coach call last week and in the training. Natasha, do you want to go over some of the perks of going Emerald?
I feel like I got caught on when I wasn't paying attention in class, like I was in like college or something. Sorry, trying to multitask. But some of the perks of going Emerald. Okay, so once you're an Emerald coach, then when I always feel like I go way too much into detail of this, but once you are an Emerald coach and you're an active Emerald coach, then you can start to look at Success Club. So Success Club is when you are helping 2 to 3, well, 3 people by purchasing a challenge pack or Shakeology on Home Direct. You're earning Success Club points. And once you hit Success Club 5, you are getting free customer leads, which is super exciting. So basically you get notification when you log into your coach account that you have new customers, and they aren't necessarily people that you've talked to at all. So that's exciting. Those new customer leads, you aren't earning an initial commission off of, you're just gaining that customer. But if they order anything in the future, then you will get commission off of that. So it's essentially free commission. Do you want me to go to Success Club 10? Yeah? Okay, so Success Club 10, I always feel like it's a lot of information. So you're earning 10 Success Club points, so you're helping 5 people. So Success Club 10 is even more exciting because you're getting not only customer leads, but you're getting commission too. So you're getting customers just like you were with Success Club 5, but you're also getting customers who go online and they place an order, and you initially get that, sorry, I see your comment, I'll get right to that. You initially get that commission. So it could be a Shakeology order, it could be, it could be anything. It could be multiple bags of Shakeology. I've actually had that. I've had Ultimate Resets. Sorry. This is Nora. But you get that commission, and then you get continued commission afterwards as well.
Mom.
Also, once you hit Emerald and you hit Success Club 5, you actually, well, I don't know if you need to hit Success Club 5. I might have spoken out of turn there, but sorry. You are eligible for team bonus cycles. So basically, when you start to accumulate volume on both your weak leg and your strong leg, can you hear me? Is there too much background noise? I'm good, okay. Once you hit 200 personal volume on your strong leg and 100 in personal volume and team volume, on your weak leg, then you start to get paid in team bonus cycles. So that amount ranges from $14 to $18 depending on what rank you're at. So Emerald, you get paid $14 per cycle. So initially, I remember when I got my first bonus cycle, it was $14, and I was like, woohoo, that's really cool, because it's not commission, it's based off your team volume. So your upline's helping you in that on your strong leg, and then your weak leg is the leg that you're building on your own. But that's definitely something that I've seen start to really grow as I've continued as a coach. And I'm sure that Ashley and Sarah, who've coached even longer than I have, can speak to that amount of team bonus cycle, that the amount of money that they're receiving from that on their Beachbody paydays. So I think that, am I missing anything? Did I do good for being the kid that wasn't paying attention? All right.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Natasha. So yes, you want to go Emerald as soon as possible, right? These do not have to be people who are going to be your lifers. You can become Emerald with discount coaches, with a mixture of discount and business builders, with just business builders. It doesn't matter. So that's why the Google Doc that I shared with you is for you to brainstorm all the people that you can ask. So write down your current customers or challengers. Right? Write down their names, and then you need to send them a message or have a conversation with them and say, listen, you could be saving X amount of dollars. And what we're going to do is, Sarah, maybe you could do this for me, is post Sarah created comparison charts. So it's how much they spend on a one-time order, how much they're spending on an HD order, a continuing order, and then how much they're spending as a coach. And so they can see the price differences and how much they are saving. So that's always a great resource to share with people who are on Shakeology. Or you can calculate it. So if they've been on Shakeology for 2 months, you could say, hey, you know what, you could have saved about $30-some just by signing up for the discount. Like that $30 could buy you, you know, and then name something that they like, right? Because it's about the relationships. So when you phrase it that way, then they're like, oh yeah, well, why don't I sign up for the discount? So current customers are your number one people to go to say, hey, why don't you sign up for the coach discount? And if they want to actively be a coach, then that's even better, but you don't have to get active coaches. Your spouse or your significant other or a parent, those are always a great person to put on your weak leg. We always recommend putting those significant others on your weak leg. So my husband, he was the very first person I signed up as a coach, and I put him on my weak leg. Why? Because your weak leg is your income generating leg. That's the leg you really want to build up as time goes on. And then down the road, that provides you with opportunities for even more income growth and expansion. So for example, last week, if you guys are new coaches, you heard me talk about this last week, but when you reach 2-star, you are allowed to open another business center. So you just duplicate yourself and you start all over. So I opened my second business center and I put it under my husband, who's on my weak leg. And that's the leg that I've really stacked with all of my discount coaches. And now I'm building underneath him. So he's getting team bonus cycles because I've built him. And then my primary business center, we're getting all of the volume from now 2 different business centers. So my income is just compounding and growing and growing. So there is some strategy there, but that's down the road. So if you have a spouse or significant other, you want to put them on your weak leg. Part of the document that I gave you is both trackers will say how many coaches you have on your weak and strong leg. So that's what you need to do, is figure out which leg is your weak leg and your strong leg. So what I want you to do is go into your Coach Online office, go to My Business, My Business, My Downline, Graphical Genealogy. My Business, My Downline, Graphical Genealogy. And then I want you to find your little person. So you'll see yourself, a little guy. There should be names underneath you on one side. Tell me if you were able to find this. Now, if there's nobody underneath you on either side, then there could be 2 possibilities. Like you were the very last coach on our team to have signed up and no new coaches have been placed underneath you. So raise your hand when you have found your person and you see people underneath you.
This is a good exercise too to do with your upline too.
Are you guys seeing it, or are you having trouble? Are you just not logged into the online office? Rick's good. Okay, great job, Jillian. Okay, well, we can move on, and you can hang around afterwards if you're having trouble and you don't see anyone. But the leg that you see names on, but you don't know those people, or maybe you do, maybe there are other coaches on this call right now, that's your strong leg, and the leg that has no one on it, that's your weak leg. So you need to know that. Like, that is something you need to memorize, what your strong and weak legs are. Okay? So then you need to find somebody. So if you have a spouse, you want to put them on your weak leg. If you don't have a spouse or significant other, you just need to find 2 coaches, right? So you need to be talking about coaching to just people who would be interested in it, right? And we're going to do a whole call on recruitment, so stay tuned for that. But you need to be posting about coaching consistently, a few times a week. Make public posts about what you're doing. Like the call that we're on tonight, did any of you post about it? No. Okay, well that would have been a great opportunity. Perhaps afterwards you can post about it. You could even take a screenshot of all of our faces right now and make a post about it, about the community aspect. So what is coaching doing for you? Either physically, is it keeping you accountable? Is it giving you motivation to keep doing your workouts, to eat healthier? What's it doing for you emotionally? Is it giving you self-confidence? Is the personal development fulfilling a hole that you didn't realize that you had? And what is it doing for you kind of personally or financially? Financially, maybe you got your first paycheck, right? Maybe it was only $30 or $14. Share that, because every dollar counts. You do not want to wait until you can say, I've made $1,000 this week, because that is really unrelatable, and people will not respond well to that. They will respond well when you say, oh my gosh, I made enough to cover my groceries this week or to pay my electric bill. Those small successes are what really draw people in. So always be talking about what coaching is doing for you physically, emotionally, and financially. Those are 3 things you can always talk about. Sprinkle those posts in. They don't have to be blatant. Join my team. Do you want to learn what coaching is all about? Just, I love, Tuesday nights, getting to spend them with my team, seeing my friends, those types of things. I got my paycheck. I would definitely have fallen off the bandwagon if I wasn't leading this group and had to post my sweaty selfie today. Those things, that's what people relate to. Okay, so that's how you can generate interest in coaching. And if you stay and come to the call, we're going to be talking about inviting. We're not necessarily talking so much about inviting to the coaching opportunity, but the same principles apply to the coaching opportunity, inviting to challenge groups, inviting to the coaching opportunity. So you're going to learn some good tips there that you can apply to getting people to become coaches. But really, going Emerald is super easy. It's just 2 people, and you all know 2 people that would be willing to benefit from the discount or the business opportunity. So my first 2 people were my husband and my sister-in-law. And my sister-in-law, she was quickly replaced, right? I only used her. She was a customer. She wasn't very consistent. But I was like, you can get the discount. And she was into that. But then she dropped off, so I replaced her. So you have to understand that the coaches you get at the beginning, they're not going to be with you forever. And that's fine. You're going to continue to build your team. But once you get to Emerald, once you have 2 people, you can then start saying, I have a team. It's not just me. And people are going to be more likely to join you, right? The beginning is so hard, getting that momentum, but then once you get going, it snowballs and it becomes easier, right? Think about a snowball rolling. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger. People keep joining your team. But the beginning, finding those first 2, you may think it's really hard, but it's not, okay? Sarah, do you want to talk about who you got to be? Oh, and before I pass it over to Sarah, I want to say when I joined like mid-month, and I was like, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to post about a challenge group. And my upline coach was like, Ashley, you can do this. You can go Emerald and you can post and you can hit Success Club this month. And it was like January 21st. And I was like, yeah, right. There's like, a week left in the month. So I posted about it and I hit Success Club and I went Emerald in that last week, basically like my first week of active coaching, because I just made it happen. So if you want it, you can make it happen. And then, things went on from there. I had that momentum and I could keep going. So Sarah, I'm going to pass it over to you.
So my first coaches were Benito, my husband. And I can't remember if it was my mom or my stepson's mom. I signed up 3 people really fast, but like one of those people is not an active coach anymore. She quit. So my first 2 coaches I consider to be Benito and my mom. And it was super fast. I just basically begged them to do it so that I could get Emerald, and they did it because people want to support you when you're starting something new. So that was really appreciated.
Sarah, do you want to talk about yours?
Mine also were my husband and my mom. And my mom is funny because, you know, whenever we were having all of these conversations in the beginning where everybody's like, sign up your mom. I'm like, my mom's never going to touch Shakeology, like with a 10-foot pole, let alone like sign up, you know, for a discount. And what's funny about her is, you know, within my first month, she saw what great success and how wonderful I was feeling through using 21 Day Fix and being involved in this community, that she's like, so what is this thing that you're doing? And she signed up with me. So, I mean, just stay consistent, because even those people that you think like will never in a million years, you know, be interested, well, they come through. So those were my first two. And it was within the first 4 or 5 weeks.
Natasha?
My first two coaches were my husband and my cousin's wife. Actually, I posted about a challenge group kind of right off the bat. I went out and did challenge group on my own because I kind of did everything backwards, to be honest, but that's a whole nother talk. But so I had a large group of people who were interested in a blog post that I posted, actually, and it kind of like turned into me coaching. And so I signed my husband, and sorry, we have a guest in the house tonight, so we're a little louder than normal. And then my cousin and her husband wanted to do the 21 Day Fix, and they wanted to have enough Shakeology for both of them. So it just made sense that they had a coach membership so that they could get the discount on that double order of Shakeology. So those were the first two I signed. And then I know that my cousin's wife actually went inactive within a couple weeks, or not a couple weeks, a couple months. They decided not to do it anymore. And then she actually had canceled her account and just re-signed up with me again, which is kind of funny. She just re-signed up with me again like a couple months ago because she was like, I don't know why I ever stopped this. And they're back doing Shakeology and everything again. So people, I mean, that's kind of the progression that some people go through. They start it, they stop it, and but yeah, those were the first two. Those were my first two people.
All right, so now we want to hear from you. I want you to tell me, introduce yourself, and then tell me who you think could be your first two and what your date is. And if you don't know, it's okay. You're going to post this in the group, but I want to hear from you. So Jillian, you're up.
I definitely think my first two will end up being my mom and my sister. They're already signed up there in our new challenge group, and they seem pretty pumped about it. And I know my sister's very frugal, so if I mention the discount, she'll be like, oh yeah, sign me up. So honestly, fingers crossed, like maybe by Halloween, because I'm going to see them. So with the trick-or-treating and everything. So Halloween, yay!
Yes, perfect. So yes, when you do that, when you get people to sign up for the discount, you can ask us like how you go about it, because they can get their coaching fee. They have to pay the $40 fee to sign up to be a coach. But then if they bought a challenge pack, they get it reimbursed. So then they start for free. So if you need those directions, let us know. We can help you with that. Jordan?
So I think one of my coaches is definitely going to be my husband. As for my second coach, I recently told my family this weekend, and they were kind of skeptical about it, so I'm not sure who I'm going to choose for my coach. But just for an understanding, to hit Emerald, you need like 2 coaches that are underneath you, right? So once you get that, okay, so then whenever I get my second coach, so.
All right, Jordan, so go through, you have challengers now?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, go through that list and then present the discount to them and see if they're interested.
Okay.
Because those are probably going to be where you get your coaches from.
Okay.
Okay. Rick?
So my first coach is obviously going to be my wife. And my second coach is actually an online friend that I've actually been chatting through Twitter. and she recently got. We've been chatting on Facebook, and I'm hoping by tomorrow or Thursday, I should be Emerald. So I already sent the link, so
That's awesome.
I'm
Congrats.
just waiting for them to finalize it.
That's awesome. All right, Meredith. You're still muted, Meredith. Sorry.
Okay, there we go. I am thinking about a couple of friends that I have who are doing Shakeology and have done the 21-day fix, so I'm going to reach out to them. But then I'm also thinking maybe my mom. But I don't really have a date yet. I'm still up in the air.
Now, Ashley, you're muted.
Thank you. Meredith, I want your date to be sooner rather than later. I always say this to people, like if you set your date for January, then you're really not going to take the actions to get there until like the end of December. But if you set your date as, mid-November or early November, which is totally doable, you're going to take the actions to get there.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking like beginning of November.
Yes, that's perfect. All right, Nikita.
I'm not sure. Am I doing this right? Can you hear me? Okay. So really, I had heard about getting your spouses signed up, and I'm like, oh, that's the cheap way. I don't want to be a cheater. But now seeing that everybody's done that, I think I'll probably sign up my fiance tomorrow. And then my dad and his wife had just signed up. They bought a challenge pack for Country Heat. So I'll probably hit them up to just go for the 25%. But question, if they've already purchased the pack, can we just now switch it over to a coach so they can waive that 45 fee?
It'll still be waived. So now that I've had people do that in the past even just by accident. So wait until their order's confirmed. I would wait till it's like at their doorstep, and then just have them sign up for a coach account. They'll pay that $39.99 initially, and then it will be reimbursed because they'll have their challenge pack purchase date.
Okay.
So they'll pay it, but they'll be reimbursed within 48 hours.
Okay, cool.
All right, and Sarita is in transit right now and can't talk, but that's dedication right there. So Sarita, thanks for joining us. And so Sarita, we'll be looking for your answer in the group whenever you get home and get some time. All right, so your action steps are 1, to post about the coaching opportunity, not like inviting to like join my team, nothing like no advertisements, just these little sprinkles about what coaching is doing for you consistently. Your goal should be 2 times a week, two posts a week that just mention why you love coaching or what you're doing. 2 is to talk to all of your current challengers and ask them about the discount if they'd be interested in signing up for the discount. And then 3 is to talk with your upline and figure out your placement, where your strong and weak legs are and where you want to put your spouse or mom or whoever. And then 4 is to go through everything that I put in our Emerald group. So make sure you request to join that, and I will approve all of you, or Sarah or Natasha or Sarah, I'll make Sarah an admin, will approve you. And in there are some resources for you to look at the trackers. And then if you weren't in our most recent New Coach Academy, we recently revamped it, and there are 3 days devoted to 1's building your team, 2 is I sign my first coach, what do I do, and 3 is Emerald. So I want you to go through those 3 folders, look at all of the examples and all of the information we have in there if you were not a part of our New Coach Academy this month. Okay, if you're a veteran coach, go through those. We will meet again next month, so I will be following up with you in the group, but stay tuned for when our next call will be. And if you need anything, you can always reach out to any of us. But thank you so much for taking the time to be here tonight. I cannot wait to see you guys all go green in our genealogy. There's nothing more exciting than that. But does anyone else have anything to share or any questions that they want to ask right now? No? All right, guys. Have a great night. And our team call is in 13 minutes, so maybe we'll see you there. I hope so.